It's about time we talk about the blue elephant in the room. Hi, I'm E, and if this is your first time here, welcome. I have a farm in Norway with a small herd of water buffaloes, a couple of ducks, some chickens and 2 dogs. When I first started out and bought this place, I didn't have a tractor, so I had to do everything by hand. It didn't take long before that was almost impossible, so I bought my first tractor, and it was this Ford3000. It did great and helped me with all the jobs that I couldn't do on my own by hand. But one day it broke down and it hasn't worked ever since. Now it's just standing here having more of an ornamental function. I got myself a new tractor. We're gonna check that out in a bit. There's a lot of houses and farms in the countryside having an old wreck of a car just staying outside in the yard. So I guess this is my version of that. But instead of an old car, I have an old tractor. People have been asking me what my plans are for the Ford. I have thought about it for 2 or 3 years now, either to get it fixed or just to sell it for parts. I've decided to get it fixed and to do it myself, even though I don't know anything about fixing tractors. So what I'm thinking is that I'm gonna start and let you guys tag along for the ride. It would be so cool if we can fix this together. So if you know anything about these tractors, please comment below and tell me what I should do. And if you're like me and don't know anything about it, follow along and maybe we'll learn something together. And I also don't quite remember what's wrong with it. It's something with the clutch, but there's only one way to find out, and that's to get it started. We need some power to get the Ford started, so we're going to use the battery from old Booger here. So the first question is, one of these are probably positive and one of them are negative. Which one is which, I haven't got a clue. And that probably matters. Usually it's printed somewhere, but I don't know if it's just old or they didn't do that in the old days. So this says minus, this says plus, and I guess it should do that on the other end as well, but it doesn't. I guess there's a 50-50 chance I'll get it right, but I don't know what happens if I get it wrong, so I don't want to risk it. Okay, so I checked with a friend, and he was fairly positive that this was the negative, and this is the positive. And he usually knows what he's talking about. So I'm gonna take his word for it and go for it. Okay, so hopefully we have power and we have the key. I don't know if this is a Ford original, but it's what came with the tractor, so So that was a success, but it's currently in neutral. I'm excited to see what happens when we put it in gear. So let's do that. so stepping on the clutch didn't have any effect at all. All the driving I was doing was to put it in gear. And if I wanted to put it back in neutral, I had to step on the brakes. So that clearly indicates that something's wrong with the clutch. It doesn't look like there's an easy fix to this. I probably have to take the whole tractor apart. And do I need a second tractor? I probably don't. But either way, it's worth more working than not working. It was my first one, so we have kind of a special bond. As I said, I don't know anything about fixing tractors, but there's only one way to get better at it, and that's to do it. So that's what I'm trying to do now. But I obviously need help, so if you know anything about this tractor or know anyone who does, please comment below and we'll try and fix this together. I will also do some research and I'll make a follow-up video in the near future.